Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast.
Welcome to episode 182 of the Hob Nation USA podcast, and we're back on Zoom. And I'm joined by my co-host Adam.
Of course, as always. I got nothing else going on.
Right. You know, cases are up. Got to stay inside more.
That's right. We're trying to be smart.
Yeah. But if we're on Zoom, that means we also have a guest this week, and this week's guest is Tyler. Tyler, he is a manager at the Creekside Beer Distributor in Swickley, in quotes. Not that that matters to our, far-reaching audience, but there's a lot of, we'll get into why Swickley is in quotes a little bit later. But yes, welcome to the show, Tyler.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Long-time listener, first-time guest.
You keep going on long enough, you'll just become just a host.
First-time Zoom caller. Yes, Tyler is a bit younger than us. We can actually, bequeath the show to him.
Yeah.
You guys retire, I'll take it over.
I'll put you in the will.
So, yes, Tyler is going to talk to us a little bit about Creekside and just, about himself. And we'll talk about holiday beers at the end of the show. But for now, we're going to talk about the beers we're drinking tonight. And I'm going to go first because Well, it's my birthday today, and I'm going to drink what I want.
I had no idea.
So I've got two ideas of which beer you're going to come out with first.
Well, you might be wrong on both counts, but...
I am not wrong.
Okay, yeah. I've been simping for Kasteel Rouge for the past week or so, because I found a can at JR's, and then I went and picked up another 4-pack at another distributor that I won't name on this show because it would be rude to Tyler. But yes, I'm drinking Kasteel Rouge out the can, 8% Belgian import, and boy oh boy is it just one of the most delicious Belgian imports you can get. Adam, you're going to say something?
I was going to say that I believe this is one of the rare beers that has been on the show more than once.
Incorrect.
Really?
No, it's never been on the show.
Oh, you're right, because I was thinking of the Omegong.
Yep. Yes, this is a beer that I talk about all the time, but I've never brought on the show.
Yes, I had the two confused. You are correct.
Yeah, we've talked about, we've had the Omegong Rosetta in the past, which is an American comparable version to this. But yeah, the Kasteel Rouge is the OG.
That's your first love.
Yeah, it's my first love. It is a cherry import. I don't know that you would call it a Kriek though.
Okay.
I just don't know that you would.
I would just call it good.
I do call it good.
So I noticed that it's in a can.
Yep, that's new.
I didn't know that it came in a can.
Yeah, that's pretty new. Not only does it come in a can, it comes in a 4-pack, and that 4-pack is in an insulated cooler.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, but it's still only like $20, so you get a free cooler for like $20.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think we actually do still have some of the Kasteel Rouge at Creekside. So next time you're running low, let me know. I think we still have some on the shelves.
Yeah, I would have picked it up from you, Tyler, had it just not been out of the way, because I picked this up on the day I went shopping at Abjuration and Couch, and it just wasn't on my path of travel.
Yeah,
that would have been like...
I mean, all it takes is a quick text message, Steve, because, Creekside's where I go.
Oh, well, I didn't know when you were going next. I went out for Black Friday, and I had to go get my yum-yums.
It gives me an excuse to leave the house.
So, yeah, but that's what I'm drinking. Adam, what are you up to?
I'm up to my ass in alligators. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to...
Is that a hoof-hearted?
No, I'm going to have to fight him in the squared circle. And I'm going to have to bring out the Macho Man by Couch. Yes. This unfortunately is, I won't say a clean out week, but this is I'll say a revisit week to some of the 4-packs that are still in my beer fridge. But this is, of course, from Couch Brewing. It is a Hibiscus raspberry lime wheat beer. It's very, very interesting. I was able to pour a little bit out. It kind of looks like your Kasteel a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit lighter than mine.
Mm-hmm. And I did get this at Creekside. So
nice.
So I know what's going on here. But yeah, it's not bad. It's different. It's definitely a different tasting beer. Some would say you kind of have to get used to it a little bit. But I'm getting used to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I had it before, actually, and it's an acquired taste because there's a lot of heavy hibiscus on it.
Yes.
Like we had the tea ale from Bashline Brews that was also made with hibiscus, and there was a good amount of tea flavor on that one. I would say the hibiscus is even more so in this Couch.
Yes.
So
yes.
if you're not that used to it, it could be a little rough, but
you kind of have to know what you're getting into before you start drinking it.
Yeah. Still, I think it's pretty refreshing. So
it is. This is definitely more, I'll say, a summer beer. But I mean, now it gets dark at 5:00, so to hell with it. I'm gonna drink this because nothing matters anymore.
Nobody can see what you're drinking.
No, well, unless they watch this on Monday on YouTube, as they should.
There you go. Promote
plug.
YouTube. Tyler?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah, what were you going to say?
Doing all the wrestling beers, like they just put out 4 Horsemen as well.
Yes.
I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid. I still watch intermittently, but like late 90s, early 2000s, I was huge into it. So I think that's really cool.
Well, if you and Steve want to talk wrestling, I will step aside and we can just make this a wrestling podcast for the rest of the show. I'm good with that.
Honestly, I haven't been watching much myself. It's just, I don't know, it kind of went off the rails, although I do know that Sting came back.
I heard that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah, Sting came back to AEW.
Yeah. That WWE run was nothing to write home about. So.
But if we stick to the Attitude Era, I think we'll be all right.
Yes, yeah. Adam can talk Attitude Era all day. He's fine there.
I'm a kid of the Ruthless Aggression era myself. I'm 24.
Right. Again, you're younger than us.
Yeah.
Attitude Era.
These young bucks coming on the show nowadays.
No, the young bucks aren't on the show. That's AEW again.
That's a whole other promotion.
Yeah, whole other thing. All right, Tyler, what are you drinking?
So I'm coming out with some heat right out of the gate here. So I guess by the time this episode airs, it'll be released. But I'm currently drinking 4th Street plus Simcoe, the new release from 4 Points. It'll be out Monday morning. So to pull back the curtain a little bit, 4 Points releases all their beers. They do 4 Points Friday every week, but they actually deliver them usually Thursday evening, like 7, 8 o'clock. But they were a little ahead of schedule, so I got it like 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I was able to, before I left at 7, grab a 4-pack of each of the 2 new ones. So just cracked it open. It's really, really good. I've loved all the 4th Street Pluses so far. I think my favorite is the one just straight up 4th Street Plus, the gold can that was just an extra dry hop of Citra and Mosaic. But the Simcoe is right up there for me. A lot of peach, a lot of grapefruit. A little dank, not super dank. I've had some of the other ones have been a little dank. Galaxy was pretty dank. But yeah, this is a really, really good beer. You definitely, if it's still out on Monday when the podcast comes out, you guys should definitely come buy some. But I was sticking to this, and it'll be gone before then.
Well, if you're listening on a Friday, as you should, because audio comes out Friday, it's the video that comes out Monday. So most people will. Yeah, most people will hear about it Friday, and then will come fight for it as they can. But yeah, so let me get this straight. I think I heard you mention this last time I was there, but your 4th Street delivery, or your 4 Points delivery, it comes directly from the owner, Dave. He just drops it off.
So they have, in the past, I think 3 months, they hired another guy that helps Dave with deliveries. Dave still does a lot of the deliveries himself. It's either him or his second in command now, Ryan, is the other delivery guy.
Okay.
So it's a lot of times it is Dave himself that comes out and drops off the cases. BS. He actually, it was him today. We hung out and BS for like 20 minutes. He bought a 4-pack, take home with him. So it really is. It's the man in charge. He's bringing the beer himself. It's always cool.
And I must say, me being somebody who lives on this side of the Squirrel Hill tunnels, I am super glad that you guys are able to get 4 points over on this side of the city.
Absolutely. I'm glad too, because I'm not driving to Charleroi once a week. I would if I couldn't get it, I guess.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Charleroi, where 4 Points is located, is probably about an hour and 15 minutes outside of where Adam lives. So, like, the fact that Dave comes all that way to drop this beer off just to you guys, because there's still a lot of distros in the area that do not get 4 Points. So, you guys are lucky that way.
Yes,
absolutely. We're I guess we've been with 4 Points for a long time now. They were one of the first local breweries we brought in like over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think Dave. I think he lives like closer to us, not super close to us, but I think he's up like North Hills area maybe.
Right.
I know his girlfriend has owns a business in Swickley, so he's relatively close, I guess.
So he has reason to be near you guys.
But yeah, still drive to Charleroi to and from Charleroi every day is a bit of a hike. So definitely thankful that he does it because the beer flies, man. They put out killer beer every week, and the customers know that's for sure.
Yeah, well, because we in a past episode we were talking to Cans PGH Bill, and he mentioned how Adam lives out near Adam the brewer at 4 Points lives near Cans PGH, and they're both up in the north side of the city. So Adam also drives a shitload away to go to 4 Points as well. So it's just funny how like they're making these huge commutes, and it's like, just move your fucking brewery closer.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Steve. Open a second brewery.
Do that too.
There's no reason to deny Charleroi their brewery.
Fair enough.
But
Don't take it away from them.
We can open a second one. Yes, we can add on.
Don't take that away from them. But
that's right. They didn't do anything to deserve that.
Fair enough. So let's talk a little bit about Creekside. And it's been kind of, I would say this year has surprisingly been very good to you guys despite what's going on. Because I would say early in the year, you guys really started grabbing a lot of attention on social media as like the new place to come get local beer from.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I wish were doing a little less good, and what the brewers were doing a little bit, they could do a little bit better just because the pandemic has really been tough on a lot of them. So I definitely passed a little bit of how hype it's been for us onto them if I could. But a lot of the brewers have pivoted really well to canning everything and sending it out to places. People aren't, traveling around, going places, with all this going on. But yeah, it's been about a year and a half, I think I've been at Creekside. I started, July or August of 2019. And been doing the local thing pretty much since I got there, but it's really just exploded the past 9 months with COVID as more breweries have pivoted to putting things in cans and sending them out. It's definitely become, it's gotten crazier and crazier every week, it seems like, at the store. It's just easier to, one-stop shop, pick up all your 4-packs from everywhere at one place.
Was that something that you guys were looking to push even before the pandemic happened? Was that sort of I'll say a conscious effort to do that? Or is that something that kind of fell into your lap? Or how did you go from, being, and I don't mean this, insultingly, but, another distributor to, the place to go?
So yeah, like I said, I've been doing the local thing pretty much since I got there. I know it was sort of like a collaborative idea between me and the two owners, Tim and Mike, to put a focus on like local Pittsburgh breweries. Obviously being far enough north of the city, there's a demand for it because a lot of people, no one wants to take, go over a bridge or through a tunnel.
Guilty.
Exactly. So if you live up north, there's a couple awesome brews. Obviously, there's Shoe Brew. At the time when I started, we didn't have Union Brothers, but they're up there now. Stick City, but there's not a lot. Like there's a ton down here in the city, but people, weren't as willing to go the whole way down there to get them. So I think we filled, a void that was there to get, these breweries that are down here up closer to those people. So it started slow. I think I tag you guys on all of our stuff on social media. So you saw back in September, the 1-year anniversary of our Drink PGH local section. I took a picture of what it looked like on the one year to the day of me starting it. And then I did a picture of the year ago, and it was one shelf with like 6 4-packs on it. Bring in at that point. It's pretty crazy, but it's just exploded, man. I mean, there was definitely a desire for a local beer up in that area, and I think again with us being far enough away, that's why it's become so popular.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a desire for local beer anywhere you go. It's just you guys seem to have cultivated the best selection, and you also do the best work at promoting.
Yes.
So Adam was being a little nicer, but I'll straight up say we didn't know who the fuck you guys were because I say it all the time on the show. Like I basically shop in cycles of I go to like House of Brews, I go to JR's, I go to Vintage Estates, and those are the places I go. Of 2 of those are Get Local for Pittsburgh, which is JR's and House of Brews, but they don't do. I say JR's does pretty good promotion, but it's just they're in Beaver County. Most of the people out there don't give a fuck. Like you can still find Fresh Fest collabs there, but you can't find them anywhere else. But you go to House of Brews and they do have local, but they aren't great with social media. The last time I was shopping there, they didn't really tell me. Like they didn't know what they had in stock. I was just like, that's not the experience I love. But you guys came on the scene. You have this local shelf, and you're knowledgeable of the beer as well, and you promote it every, like you said, on social media. Was it you that was the driving force behind this social media push?
I don't want to say it was all me. I am the one that runs all of our social media pages, our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Untapped page. So that is me that you're talking to. The guys from Fueled by Hops, they made fun of me because I always talk in the third person, like when I'm talking about when Tyler did this, because I think it'd be weird. I was like, oh yeah, I was doing this, But yeah, so that is me. But it's a collaborative effort. Like we all sort of contribute. My bosses say, hey, you should talk about this today, or could you mention this when you have a second? So it's not just me, but that is me on my phone. I'm the one that's running all that. I guess it's just me as the 24-year-old millennial that's always on their phone. For me I'm always I'm on my personal Twitter and Instagram. I might as well just do the store one too. But yeah, thank you for saying. I do appreciate you saying that I do a good job on that.
I mean, obviously you do, because like we know about it and now we shop with you guys. So it's like
it worked.
I think that's something. If there's any other people in the distributor game who are listening, like take notice, because like I'll tell you one, and Adam will agree with me on this. The Moon one, boy, that place is a fucking shithole.
I won't use those words, but I agree with the spirit.
I have no problem calling that place out because they should be better.
They should be better.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's a complete difference in the way businesses are run, and you have to adopt social media in 2020. You just have to.
Absolutely.
So, like, yeah, the fact that you guys have adopted it so well, and that your owners, like, it wasn't you that came in and said we had to do this. Your owners recognized it, but they let you run with the ball, and that's a great thing. Absolutely.
So actually, when I started there, we had a Facebook, and we kind of had a Twitter, because our Facebook my boss actually still ran for the first couple of months that I worked there, because it's definitely a different demographic he's find on Facebook versus Twitter and Instagram. But we had like 200 followers on Facebook, and our Twitter had like 9 followers when I got there, and they were like, "We want you to take this, like, do better with it." Like, my boss was like, "I'm not gonna tweet. Like, I don't really know what that means. So, can you please handle this?" And yeah, so I mean, it was really slow at first. Like, obviously we had 9 followers when I started. So that's how I found you guys. Actually, we were really, really small, and I just was like searching like keywords like beer, Pittsburgh, and like things like that. And I found like Hop Nation, I found First Sip Brew Box, I found Cans PGH, and just every post I put out there, I just tagged all of you guys in every single one. I do that. So I'm sorry for blowing up your phones, but I guess it worked.
It did. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what businesses have to do. Like get a hold of people who are in your audience. And, we try to do the same thing. Obviously, we try to get a hold of people in our audience to listen to our dumbass show. But the other thing I like that you do on your website, which again differentiates Creekside from other distributors, is you have a blog on there. So let me ask you, Tyler, was the blog your idea? Because I know you write it.
So the blog was actually not my idea at all.
Okay.
Just, I guess, I don't know, being more of a self-conscious person, I don't think anyone really cares what I have to say. But I've been told that's not true.
It is not true.
Yeah, it's not true.
I appreciate
we
that.
would not have almost 200 episodes of this dumb show if it weren't for somebody caring.
So no, that was my boss's idea, and I mean, I like writing it. It comes pretty easily to me. I usually get nice and loaded while I'm writing it because I'm drinking the beers I'm reviewing while I'm writing it. So there's times that like my boss is like, "Hey, they're like by like the end of it, there are like some spelling errors," and I was like, "Yeah, I drank 2 barrel-aged stouts last night." But no, it's it. So it was not my idea, but I think it's a cool tool to like highlight different things, sort of. And I obviously cross promote them on social media so people that on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, whatever, can see them. I think it's a fun thing I do like once a week, once every 2 weeks or so. I appreciate that you guys are reading this.
Yeah. I mean, I checked it out. I like your little sign off that changes every time. It's like
that's actually not me. Not to my boss writes that when he like edits them.
That's fine. That's fine. I was just curious about the blog because I do like the little sign off that changes every time. But yeah, it's again another tool to not just promote the beer, but it's a way to promote the beer in a fun way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like that. Again, just whoever's idea it is within your business. Congrats to them. Congrats to you for getting to drink beer for work.
Yeah, right. What could be better?
Yeah, we do this shit for free.
Yeah. So you scored a good one there.
So speaking of beers and work, going back to the local section a little bit, are there any beers that you want to get in on your shelves that you're looking to add to your repertoire?
Yeah.
Any local breweries, things like that?
So we could always be better. We could always have more. For the last year and a half until like 3 weeks ago, my answer was pretty easy. It was Dancing Gnome. We really wanted to get it in the coolers, and I finally broke Andrew and Mike down a few weeks ago, and now we sell their beer. We sell the hell out of their beer. Really psyched about that. But no, there's always new ones I would love to get in. Talk to the guys at Abjuration, Dave and Tom, a little bit. They're obviously selling out of their cans there, so they don't have any to get into a place like us.
They get crushed to begin with. It's hard to get beers out of there.
Yeah. I mean, I love them. I love going there and hanging out. I love everything they make. So, I mean, if we could ever get them in, that'd be huge for me. I think Stick City would be really cool to get in. Again, it's a matter of just not that they don't want to give us their beer, they just don't have the beer to give us because it's selling out. It's fun to have. And actually, since we started doing, we have a lot of the locals that we carry. So I started to set my sights to like some other like different things. Like I went to Hightower for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Love to get their beer. I know going across state lines gets a little hairy with the PLCB and whatnot. There's a lot of hoops to jump through legally, but if they could make that happen, I would definitely love to get Greg's beer in the store.
Just need to start doing a little bootlegging.
Yeah, exactly. We just won't tell anyone.
How about I start a distributor and then I go bootlegging and then you guys just buy it from me?
Works for me.
Are we getting into gray market beers all of a sudden?
Yes,
because going down a path that I don't think that we should be going down right now.
You're not in this business then. You're out. But I go and then I buy Hightower for myself.
Well, somebody's got to drive the Trans Am.
Yeah, and then I just happen to sell it to secondhand
Falls
market.
out of the truck at Creekside, you know.
Yeah, secondhand market to Creekside.
I think that works for everyone. You know, everybody.
Yeah. So there's one thing I wanted to ask you about the alcoholic slushies. This is a new thing that's popping up in a lot of distributors around PA. Basically, I saw them first at JR's, but and now I've also seen them at Get Go. They're selling an adult apple pie slushie at Get Go in collaboration, I guess, with Big Bob and Mikey. Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
96.1.
Oh,
You don't know
terrestrial.
yeah, Kiss FM. You don't know Big Bob and Mikey?
Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
Radio guy.
I'll admit, once I got XM radio in my car, I can't go back. That's-
I'm 24 again. Yeah.
Anyway, the alcoholic slushies are popping up everywhere. But there's a place in the east side of PA called Shangy's, and they have 20 plus flavors of alcoholic slushie. Now, I know you guys don't have that capacity to put a fucking wall up like they have, but what they do, is make beer slushies. So it's not just the Steel Reserve. It's not just, like the, what is it, the Tropical Mixed, the MXDs.
Yeah.
It's not just those. So is there any flavors of slushies that we can maybe expect?
Actually, yeah. Over the past couple weeks, probably, we've been experimenting with doing some other more unique things. I mean, I know that at least for us, like the higher the alcohol, the better they sell usually. So we always have either a Four Loko or a juice one because they're 14%. People come in. Most people's first question when they come in and look at the slush is like, which one has the most alcohol? Like they don't even care what it tastes like. They just want to get it.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be one of those. The MXD one actually tastes pretty good. So you can try to keep one of those in there or something. But the fourth one we've been doing, we've started doing like the wine slushies. They're not wine, but PA is some of the wholesalers in PA have figured out the loophole to have fermented fruit juice, which is literally just wine, but with a different name.
That sounds like prison wine.
Gray market.
Yeah. Fermented fruit juice. But so we put those in the slush. Like there's a rosé one, there's a Cab Sauv one. So we've tried some things like that. We have like those like weird like malt-based like kind of wine, like sparkling things, like a Moscato one we have in there right now. So we're trying different things like that. Last week we did one of our brewery reps was trying to push Angry Balls as a collaboration between Angry Orchard and Fireball.
Yeah.
There's now a Fireball that we can sell at the beer store. So we're not allowed to mix things in the slushy machine. It has to be one thing. Otherwise, it's against the law, I guess.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So we put Angry Orchard in like the slushy machine, and then we sold people like a shot of like the Fireball, and they're like, mix it yourself. You know, take it home and make your own mixer. And it was actually really tasty.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, when you put the shot
Don't say
in,
right onto that. He's 24. Of course he said that.
Hey man, I can't just drink delicious IPAs from down the street. I gotta also get loaded on alcoholic slushies.
I know, but don't drink. I'm just saying, don't drink Fireball, please.
Well, it's not real Fireball. It's malt-based Fireball. We're not also
Okay.
whiskey either. There's all these loopholes with each other. But yeah, so yeah. Now to answer your question, yes, we are trying to do more like fun, different things. We haven't done a beer one yet.
That's
That
what
could
I'm
be, like,
pushing for.
Actually, I saw the note in the outline. You asked, hey, can we do a Kasteel Rouge
Yes,
one?
yeah.
That'd be really expensive.
But it would be worth it.
You would come buy them, all right?
Yes. I will buy a growler of it.
Oh, that's a day.
It's my birthday. Yeah, I'm just because I've noticed Shangy's they go a little more experimental. They do incorporate the beers, and I think the Belgians, not just Kasteel Rouge, but I think you could get away with a really nice one from Delirium Tremens or Delirium Noel. You know, you can. They're expensive, but you know, it's a new
Sounds
way
like
to push it.
You're really workshopping a pilot house here, Steve.
Yes, I am.
A pilot system. You know, got to have one machine dedicated to something new and exciting.
Exactly. I don't have the capital to start my own slushy house. This isn't New Orleans. I can't just go around doing that kind of shit. But if I can push one person to, because I've actually never bought an alcoholic slushy from around here, but if I can push a tap into my tastes that aren't, then, you know, hey, I'm going to try.
Steve, next time you come into the store, man, I'm going to give you an alcoholic slushy for free. I think you need to try one. I think you'll be a convert. I think they're not as bad as you think they are.
It's not that I don't think they're bad. Look, I have a real trash gene in me that I will just drink straight Steel Reserve and Four Loko if I'm having a bad day or whatever. I don't care about that. Like, I have a history with Boone's Farm and Mad Dog. It's okay. It's all good. But I'm just saying, if I can get a classier slushy, I would rather buy that. Just trying to get a classier slushy.
Not at all.
All right. Well, let's come back to the beers that we're drinking this episode on this first segment. And of course, we already mentioned I'm drinking the Kasteel Rouge. It's a really good photo.
Is that your photo?
Yeah, of course. It has a First Sip Brew Box glass in there.
Touche.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. Of course. This is really good professional photography. I stepped it up for this episode.
I see that. Nicely done.
I built myself a little, not light box, but more of a studio. So
I see that. So you have a consistent background.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
I
just
like that.
not a shitty background.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I say you really don't have to review it. We already know you like it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I love it. It's the better version of Omegong Rosetta. It's the better version of Delirium Red. It is the king of cherry flavored Belgian ales. 8%. Drink it up.
But not all of them, because Steve's going to want some more.
Yeah. Adam, Macho Man?
The Macho Man, I'm starting to dig it a little bit more and more as I drink it.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you very much. But this is definitely a beer that you kind of have to know what you're getting into, like I said earlier. But, jeez. But yeah, I like it. Couch, once again, I haven't had a bad beer from him yet. So the streak continues.
Yeah. I think you've only had like 4 or 5, but yeah, no, there you go.
It's still a streak.
Yeah, still a streak. Streak's a streak. Uh-huh. Now, are you willing to call this one the cream of the crop, though?
No. No. No.
What's your
Okay. Their stouts obviously are the cream of the crop.
That's true. Very true. Tyler?
I am best busting out a beer that is not yet available until tomorrow, until Friday, December 4th. You can get 4 points, 4th Street plus Simcoe at Creekside Beer. But for tonight, the only person drinking it is me. Actually, I just looked. I'm the only check-in on Untapped of this one. So
King of the Mountain.
Nice. Yeah. King of the Mountain, rise to the top. Uh-huh.
Steve, you've been cooped up inside for too long, haven't you?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
That's true. You've done it outside too.
Yeah, I'm just as weird around people as not. Doesn't matter.
Nothing matters anymore.
Yeah.
2020 is all about treats the rest of the way.
This is it. This is everybody else coming down to my level of being cooped up and weird. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and then we'll come back segment 2. We'll have more beers, and then we'll actually get to know Tyler a little bit better. We won't just be promoting a distributor in Pittsburgh.
Don't say it like that.
I mean, they didn't even pay us. I just like talking about the business. I really do, because I was really impressed by the social media swing that they took. So yeah,
they hooked us.
Yeah, hooked us, got us buying there. So
yeah.
All right, we'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to episode 182 of the Hob Nation USA podcast, and we're still here with Tyler from Creekside Beers out in Swickley, PA. And I know before we said we were going to talk about how that's in quotes Swickley, because that place is in the woods, but it's also worth it. It's not what people think of as when they think of Swickley. I think of like, the mermaid sushi. That's Swickley to me.
Mario's house.
Mario's house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's it's sort of in a little pocket. It's a Swickley address, but it's right between Swickley and Wexford in a little pocket of Economy Borough. So yeah, we get. I mean, the Economy Borough crowd. If you're drinking a lot of the Coors Light and the Miller Lite, but yeah, and you get the people from Swickley and Wexford that converge on this little dip, and we saw those guys a lot of the craft beer.
I tell you what, if you're somebody who like does a lot of grocery shopping and stuff in Cranberry, it's really, really easy to just jump down to you guys.
Yeah.
And, pick up beer. That it's a lot easier to come pick up beer, especially 4 Points and Yellow Bridge, than it would be any other way. So, yeah.
They make a 3-hour road trip.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's nice for those people, for sure. With that in mind, though, we are still drinking new beers. We've each got something new, I believe. So, Tyler, why don't you start us off? What do you have new for this segment?
Sure. So right now I'm drinking 11th Hours Hour 10, the latest in the Hour series. Just a few days early, Hour 11 actually comes out, I think tomorrow at the brewery. We'll have it at Creekside on Saturday. Hour 10 adds El Dorado as the new hop in it. Really good. It's starting to get really interesting. There's 10 different hops in it now. They started with Hour 1 was all Citra. They just keep adding more and more. You can definitely still tell the new hop that's coming into it because there's definitely new distinct flavors every single month. But it's starting to get a lot more I don't want to say complex, but more different and more balanced out. It's not jumping out as much anymore, which is why I'm sort of relieved that it's doing that because Hour 11 is Sabro, which is the hop I think I hate the most in the whole world. So I'm definitely going to buy some. I'm definitely going to drink some because I love the Hour series. I've loved them all so far, but I'm hoping that it's really mellowed out and there's not that real bitter coconutty flavor to it just because there's 10 other hops keeping it in check. So I think I love Hour 10 though.
Fair enough. I haven't had a purely Sabro beer at this point, so I don't have that same hate that a lot of people seem to have for Sabro. I kind of wish, I don't know, but I also like coconut.
I do too, which is the weird thing. It's so funky tasting, it's just weird.
Yeah.
For me, it's Fuggle or nothing.
Yeah. Adam's not the person to ask about hop profiles. But Adam is the person to ask about what he's drinking this segment. What are you drinking?
Unfortunately, I don't think this actually has Fuggle in it, but I don't care because it's still delicious. This is the Continental Breakfast by Grist House. This is their coffee milk porter. This was a can that I'll say I was saving for a special occasion, and this seems special enough. I get to drink beer and talk to people, which is a nice change of pace. So that's what I'm going to do. This is a really good beer. Unfortunately, I don't think you can get it anymore. I think Grist House is sold out of it. So really, this is just me enjoying it. And you just have to hope that it comes out again because it's really good. It's got a really good coffee flavor to it. 7.5% ABV. So, you don't want to drink 8 of them in a night unless you don't want to see tomorrow. But, yeah. Once again, Grist House makes a good one. News at 11.
Breaking news.
Right.
Breaking news. So I have moved on to a brewery we were actually talking about just a little bit in the last segment, and I have picked up something. I don't know. It would seem out of character for me, but not really. I'm drinking the CDS V1.4 from Abjuration, and CDS is Candied Sour. So part of their sour series, they're doing candied sours in every version. So puts a different candy in there. So version 1.2 was Swedish Fish. And version 1.4 is Skittles. I love it.
No, not Skittles. Rainbow sugar treats.
Yeah, rainbow sugared candies, fruit candies.
So how are they? What's the story on it?
Yeah, I love it. It tastes like eating a handful of Skittles, but it has a little bit of funk to it and just a little bit of sourness to it. So it's not anything that is bad for me. It's not over the top. It's not too tart. It's not too puckery. Adam, you'd probably really love this beer.
I say we're gonna have to talk after the show if you have any left.
Nope.
Damn it.
So here's
Never mind then.
Yeah, here's the thing. This was part of their Black Friday / anniversary sale. Since
okay.
I mean, not even sale because it wasn't on sale, but it was part of the beers they released for their anniversary. And I bought like a 4-pack of one of each beer they released.
Mm-hmm.
And like 2 hours in, both of the sour series that they put out were gone. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
You could probably still get some of the Tippa, I think, maybe there, Adam.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
That's definitely still your territory.
Yeah. Yeah. If you wanted this, if you want their sours, you got to jump on them quick because one, I don't think they put a lot of them out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just don't make a lot of stock. Because
Right.
I think there was like 100 cans of these and 300 cans of Tippa. So yeah, I got probably the first can of this. And then they're just gone in 2 hours. Like every sour from them sells out quick as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fighting both low stock and high demand.
So Tyler, good luck getting them at Creekside.
Yeah, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I'll stick to buying their beer in McKee's Rocks. I'm okay.
Yep.
With
Yeah.
I live in Southside. It's not too far away for me to go get some beer at Abjuration. Everything they put out.
I feel like you could maybe at one point like get their multi amber, like it's a good beer and they can make a whole lot of it at once. You might be able to get some multi amber at some point, but like these sours are just like they're in and out.
Yeah, the hype beers are not coming anywhere besides the brewery for a while.
Yeah, they got to expand to do that. But yeah, this one's really, really good. I don't know, Adam. Start hitting the Facebook groups. See if anybody was willing to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do some trading,
or just wait to see what V15 brings.
That's true too. I could wait it out, but I'm an American. I want everything now.
I want it now. But yeah, interesting beer. 5.6 on the ABV, and yeah, I like it. Like it a lot. So let's move on. Let's learn a little bit more about Tyler himself. And let's just start at the beginning. What brought you into the beer world? Why even take a job at Creekside to begin with?
Well, actually, this is funny enough. This is my first job out of college. So I've been working.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, the weekend I graduated college, I moved out here on a Saturday to Pittsburgh. And Monday, I just had my first day at Creekside. So I've been here since the beginning, actually. But yeah, so I guess from a drinking perspective, I've been enjoying, I'm enjoying beers since probably high school-ish, the Miller Lights of the world.
What? We have never heard of such a thing. Before you were 21?
Statute of limitations has run out on that.
Shocked and appalled, and we do not approve of that behavior.
This is a family show.
Wow.
But I was like a Keystone Light, like Miller Light guy. Even through college, I really didn't do a lot with the craft. Probably the first time I bought a craft beer, actually, I was the weekend after I turned 21. I went to the bottle shop and I was like, oh, I've had like Fat Tire and like Boston Lager before, so I bought the Voodoo Ranger Atomic Pumpkin because my birthday and the pumpkin beers were out. And I went home and I drank one, and I was like, why is my mouth on fire? And then I read the label. Like, oh, there's habanero. So that was my introduction to craft beer. But yeah, I've worked at a distributor. I worked at a distributor in my hometown all through college. It just started as a fun job. I was like, I like drinking beer. Sure, I can talk about it for a couple hours a week. But I found out I really, really enjoy it. I think beer is a really cool industry. I think it's really something just about everyone in the world drinks. You're never gonna run out of things to talk about beer. I don't think, or at least I haven't run out yet. I've always really enjoyed it. And then this opportunity at Creekside came up, and there's my taste for beer has definitely expanded a lot since I started working here, because there's so many options, both locally and just around the country. There's so many good beers. And I mean, I always say there's never been a better time to be in Pittsburgh as a beer fan than right now, because there's so much. But yeah, so I've been doing this. I worked, I guess, at a distributor for about 5 years now. I've been at Creekside for a year and a half.
Get you. Well, where'd you go to college at? Just in case there was like something local that we could have suggested.
I went to Penn State.
Main campus?
I did, yeah. I went to State.
Oh yeah, you're in good company. Even though Adam is like a dirty satellite school, but yeah,
I'm a mudblood. What can I say?
See, now when I was going to Penn State, I actually wasn't Miller and Coors, but I was Lion's Head, because Lion's Head was like very new to that market at the time, but it was also super cheap, and like that was my light beer to go to.
I love Lion's Head as well. The riddles on the bottle caps are the best part, you know.
Yeah,
they get harder the more you drink.
I don't understand why Tyler likes Fireball so much, though.
It's all coming together.
It's Penn State. You just like get bad habits. You fucking go down to the saloon for $5 Monkey Boy and get fucked up on whatever that garbage is.
I remember when I used to be able to do that.
And not die.
Right. So
hold on. I got another Penn State related question.
He's reminiscing. I'll step back.
Yeah, I'm reminiscing. Hold on, I'm in the pocket. Is Zeno still out there?
Yeah, Zeno's is the coolest bar in State College, man.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Did you do the passport while you were out there?
I didn't, actually. I didn't know about it for the longest time until like my senior year. I was like, shit, I could have been doing this the whole but no, we went there a lot. It was like more of like a laid back vibe, because you get sick of going to like the clubby bars. Like when you guys were there, Champs probably wasn't there. Champs is like the hype bar now. It's like the enormous.
If I had to guess, it's probably something that's like changed names repeatedly, because like there was Diesel when I was there, and or it was Crowbar, and it became something else, and then there was also Players, I think. Yeah, my brain's fucking shit.
Those are probably pre me. And then there's the Permani brothers down there is like the hype frat bar.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a lot of time there. But like the First is obviously awesome. The First is like a landmark.
First is a classic.
It is.
Yeah. For me, it was
first legal beer ever there. So it's always close to my heart.
Yeah, the first is a classic. The Rathskeller, which that might have closed. I don't know.
It did.
Yeah, I didn't know if it closed before you got to it, but
no, I got there. I got there for a few months.
Good for you.
Never got to buy a box of rocks though. That was one thing I always wish I could have done.
Yeah. All right. We can come out of Penn State.
I know you want to stay there, Steve, but we got to keep moving.
I know, because I'm just going to keep going down the line. It's like, remember Cafe 210? Remember how good Mad Mex is out there? Mad Mex is also better out in Penn State as well.
Everything's better in State College.
Yeah. All right. So what were you studying in college then? If you went to college, like what were you like shooting for? Because I mean, I believe there are food sciences for brewing, but I don't know if that was your path. What were you shooting for?
I know that's a major that exists. I don't know if Penn State has one for that. It'd be cool if they did. If they do, I didn't know about it. But I was a hospitality management major.
Okay.
So I guess semi-related to what I do. Like,
yeah.
I'd say it's completely related.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very related.
I'm on the retail end of it versus like the service industry end of it. Like if I worked at a brewery, then I'd be exactly like my professors would be like, hell yeah, you're doing exactly what we thought you were going to do.
Yeah.
But no, so yeah, I did that, and then I had a minor in business admin, so like more the business side of it. So I put those two together, and actually that's my bosses have told me that was a big jumping out thing when they looked at my resume when I applied for the job at Creekside. They're like, oh, you worked at a distributor before, so you have an idea how that works. And at the HM, like that was like what they were looking for, was someone with like that sort of ethos, like that sort of like knowing about like how to like customer service being your number one thing is obviously a huge thing in the hospitality industry. So because they wanted to sort of cultivate like an experience,
Mm-hmm.
So it's it just sort of worked out perfectly that was my path in college, and that's what they were looking for.
And I'd say you're doing that quite well, especially with the social media presence. You know, you're cultivating that experience.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, I can also say it just as like a person who's shopped there without telling Tyler who I was.
Secret shopper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't go into fucking distros like, oh, I'm Steve from the Hop Nation USA. Give me beer. I don't do that. I'm not a fucking dickhead.
Well,
So,
in that instance.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not in that dickhead in that way, but dickhead in other ways. But you know, just going in and like anytime I went to the local shelf and I was just looking. I don't need help. I'm the Ron Swanson meme of when he goes in the Home Depot. He's like, I know more than you. You don't have to talk. But even still, you know, Tyler doesn't know that, but he came up to me multiple times without knowing who I was and just, you know, started asking me, it's like, do I need help? And I just throw something. It's like, I'm looking for stouts. What do you got? And then he's, you know, very out there in pointing out, you know, where things are. So he's knowledgeable of the product.
Mm-hmm. And I can attest to the same thing. Tyler's come talk to me. He had no idea who I was. Admittedly, I didn't know who he was. I was just some geek off the street, and he helped me the same way.
Yeah. So yeah, you're definitely representing your education well.
Cool. I appreciate that both of you, you know, had good experiences without. Yeah. Now, if both either of you walked in, and I was like, "Oh, what's up, Adam? What's up, Steve?" But,
yeah.
And then throw us right back out.
Right. Yeah. And now he knows who we are. So now he's definitely going to be nice to us, or else we'll be mean to him on our show.
I don't want to get flamed on the podcast.
Yeah. But that kind of leads me into the next question I wanted to ask is like, you have this background that you've already said is perfectly suited for a brewery. Do you have plans on trying to get work at a brewery? And further, do you have plans on like taking that a step further into like Cicerone training? Because that kind of pairs very well with, you know, the training you have to work front of house.
Definitely. That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know anything about brewing myself. I always thought it'd be really cool to learn, but I've never homebrewed. I've never like gone and like helped like watched like a you know, brewer make beer. So if I were to do that, I would need to be like the guy that runs like the business part of it, and find like a cool stoner dude to come like make my beer for me. Like
there's a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure I could find one, but no, at this point, I think maybe down the line it'd be cool to like own a brewery, like work at a brewery. But right now, I mean, I love what I'm doing at Creekside. Like it's really fun. I don't wake up every day. I'm like, fuck, I have to go to work. I wake up and, like, talk about beer for 8 hours.
Oh no, that's the worst.
I like jump out of bed. I'm like, let's go. Like, I get to go talk about beer again. So no, like, I'm pretty satisfied where I am. I mean, we're always growing and changing, and Creekside, it's not the same. It's a different experience every single day when I go to work. So you never get stagnant, or at least I've not in the last year and a half gotten stagnant. But no, so I think right now, I don't have any plans to try and get a job at a brewery, but you never know what's going to happen in 5-10 years. As far as Cicerone stuff, though, I think that's really cool. I actually took the server seller, like level 1 exam a couple months ago and passed that.
Nice.
Obviously, it's hard to do the level 2 stuff during a pandemic. Half of that's like tasting and in person, like that sort of stuff, which I can't do. So I haven't really. After I took level 1 was not super difficult. One of like our sales reps, like Sam Adams, actually does like a training program like based around like getting all their employees to pass that. So I studied off of that for like a week, and then I like took the exam, and it was not like crazy challenging. It's pretty like if you're a beer drinker, you probably can do level 1 okay. But everyone says that level 2 is like way more intense. If you do level 2, then like you're like a beer guy, you know? Like,
right. But
so
I would fully encourage you to do that, because like then Creekside can say we have a Cicerone to show you the beers in our house. Like it's a way to differentiate themselves, you know, because as you were saying, like Sam Adams puts pretty much all their employees through level 1, and like a lot of people in the brewery and restaurant service have level 1, but you know, advancing up those ranks it's I don't know. Some people are about it, but I think it does have a little clout about it to like show off that you understand the product better than most people, and you have not a shit palate to, point out defects and also point out like what people should be tasting.
Right, absolutely. And I think it's really cool. I think it's a really cool program. Like I said, I haven't really had much time. The holidays are a pretty busy season at a distributor, especially during a pandemic. I mean, every season is the busy season. It seems like for the past 9 months. But when things slow down, I'd like to I don't know how to even go about studying for like the written part of level 2. But I'll just start, reading, some stuff. Like it's more about like the brewing process is probably something that I don't know a lot about. It's probably more important there.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I plan on and want to do. I don't see myself going past level 2 to like 3 and 4. There's like a couple hundred level 3s, and there's like 6 level 4s in the world. So I don't see me being number 10 or whatever. I don't know how many there are, but there's only a handful. So.
I believe there's only 18.
18, okay.
But one of the nice things about this, Tyler, is we in Western Pennsylvania actually have one of those 18.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, exactly, Brian Reed. So you can feel free to reach out to Brian Reed. I'm sure he's not going to turn you down if you ask him how to study for level 2, because he's one of the few master cicerones in the world.
Right.
I've actually never met him. I've heard great things. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I was supposed to potentially go grab a beer with him and Ryan and Scotch because they had him on the Fuel My House podcast
right
this week. And obviously, then things are starting to get dicier again, pace wise. So. Going out and grabbing a beer, just to BS and talking about Cicerone and stuff is probably not high on the priority list. But I guess I've never met him myself. He followed Creekside a while back on our Instagram, which is I was really excited about that. I saw that popped up on my phone. I was like, fuck yeah, we're doing it. So no, I do definitely want to, chat with Brian at some point because I think he's an invaluable resource. Like a wealth of knowledge, obviously, about beer is one of 18 Master Cicerones and.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, and we've never met in person either. But him and I are always talking about sandwiches, so that's cool. That was what makes him a good egg in my book. He appreciates Brunschwager sandwiches, and that's all I need.
So what I'm hearing, Steve, is we need to bring him on the show, but not talk about beer whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
it's just 100% sandwiches the whole time.
Sandwiches and horror movies. That's all we'll talk about. No beer at all.
Yeah, all right, I'll sign up for that.
Okay, yeah, as long as you're on board with that, just
Just don't ask me any horror movie questions.
Yeah. So, Tyler, you've mentioned how you haven't homebrewed at all before, but you do know the product, obviously, and I just wondered if there was if you ever had an idea for a beer that you did want to brew.
Oh, definitely. I think brewing beer in general is really, really cool. Like I said, I'm very open to learning. I preferred beer of choice. I like stouts more than anything.
You're a good company.
Yeah. I know you guys are huge stout guys. I drink it. I drink everything, but yeah, I think it'd be really cool to brew like a big, like heavy stout.
Okay, so second half of this question. What brewery in the Pittsburgh area would you like to collab with to brew that stout?
That's a good question. That's a tough question because I think it'd be cool to brew with any of them, honestly. I think it'd be really cool to make a beer with Couch because, again, Couch was really good with stouts. Darren was one of the first, Darren was one of the first contacts I made, like when I was like trying to bring the local section to life over a year ago. Atomic Clock was actually one of the original 6 beers we had on the shelf.
Right on.
And yeah.
More habanero.
So I think it'd be really cool to go make a beer with those two dudes. So
nice.
Yeah, sure we can make that happen, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they're probably listening, and if not, we'll just tell them.
I'll text Macho and be like, dude, can we make a beer?
You know what, Adam? You and I should really kind of jump on this. Like, everybody else is getting collab beers, and we don't have one.
We'll talk to somebody.
Yeah. It's just funny because, like, people have offered, and we just keep going, well, okay, yeah, one day. Okay, yeah, one day. We're just too modest.
Let's make 2021 the year of the collaboration.
We're very humble.
Let's make that a 2021 goal. We get a collab beer going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
We'll
that.
do it.
I'll have beer B. What would you guys make your beer B?
It'd probably be a stout too.
It would definitely be a stout. And it would probably be brewed in the middle of July.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stout season is year round.
Damn Skippy.
Stout season is all weather is stout weather.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used hashtag stout season in a tweet today, and immediately, like, I didn't even really like doing it. I was like, because it's always stout season. Like,
Right.
10 degrees out.
Hashtag stout season is for the normies.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to appeal to the masses, you guys.
That's right.
No,
You got to build
it's
people
okay.
up, Steve.
No, it's okay. I'm not judging him for using it. I'm just saying it is for the normies. The rest of us don't need it because we know stouts all the time.
That's right. So I guess that does bring up a question. Since you've been able to kind of build up the local section, are there any styles that you've kind of discovered or kind of started leaning into more and more now that you've been exposed to more and more beers here in the Pittsburgh area?
Definitely. So when I started Creekside, I was like, I deal with IPAs, like it's whatever, because most of the IPAs I'd had been like real bitter Westies, like I drank like Sierra Pale Ale, which is a good beer, but like not like my favorite beer in the world. And then I was introduced to the haze bombs when I got here, and now those are like the majority of what I drank. The same thing, I also always said that I hated sours, and I realized that that's not true. I didn't like the sours that I had before. A lot of really, really good ones. So I still can't drink a lot of them. If I drink like more than like I feel it. Like I'm like, oh, I feel like hell. But like, yeah, like there's a lot of really, really good sours out there. So I think I realized that I love at least one kind of every single beer in the world, probably. But there's nothing that I like, any kind of this style. This is not the style for me. It's just not, it wasn't the beer for me that I drank.
On the sours, was there one particular beer that kind of made you turn the corner where you had it and was like, oh, this isn't so bad. Maybe I need to investigate a little bit more.
Yeah, the Dream Cannons were some of the first sours I had.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
it's really good.
Yeah.
They haven't done a Dream Cannon in a little while. They put out a couple other really cool ones lately. The slice was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
I'm psyched for more slices from 11th Hour. But yeah, so those were probably the first ones I had. Like, because that was like another one that was like pretty early when we had the local section. So I've been trying their beers for a while, and I really like those. And then 4 Points puts out ridiculous sours too. Those Fruitions and those Every Time Only Onces are all.
Yeah.
I have not had a 4 Point sour yet.
They're good.
I feel like maybe I should try one.
Yes.
I think I still have some in my fridge, man. I'll give you one.
It's just one of the. It's just because, like we've talked about in the past, like I don't like sours that much, but I might just be in the same buggy of. I just don't like the ones that I've had, because the other ones that I've had, like Grist House and 11th Hour with the Dream Cannon and Abjuration with the Candied, like they're all good. Like they play to my palate because they're not too sour. There's other ones I've had though that are just like too sour, too gross, yuck.
Well, if you don't like those, you can give them to me, Steve.
Yes, I know. I know those. I know you can. Your sour tolerance is a lot higher than mine.
I could be the dumping ground for the sours that are too sours for you. I'm all right with that.
Okay, well, there you go. 4 points. You sold a 4-pack, and 3 might go to Adam.
That's all right. I'll go grab an IPA 4-pack, and we can do the same thing.
Swaps.
Yes.
All right.
Everybody wins.
Well, with that in mind, let's come back to the beers we're drinking. We're talking both 4 Points and sours and 11th Hour. And I know, Tyler, you're drinking the 10th Hour right now.
I'm drinking Hour X.
Hour X. How's that treating you?
It's amazing. I've had this one a bunch of times throughout the month. The first time I made a point to go down the day they tapped it at the brewery and drink it on tap, and then try out of the can the next day to compare. When I got to Creekside, and it lived up in both ways. Out of draft, it was delicious, and out of the can, it's also really good, nice and thick. A lot of really balanced, pillowy, soft. It's a good beer.
That's what I'd be interested in keeping for a little bit, like having one right off the canning line, but then also having one maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, just because there's so many hops in there. Like I guarantee the hop profile and the flavor's got to change.
Absolutely. This is probably about just a hair under a month old, maybe. I think that came out the first week of November, and now it's the third. So yeah, I definitely could probably say it has changed a little bit. Not as much as I maybe would have thought. Maybe it's because there's so many different hops in there that no one flavor has really taken hold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. That's far beyond what I can. I can attest to the phenols and whatever.
Right. All you have to worry about is it good when you're drinking it?
Yeah, I don't know the science. I just know that occasionally hops do change over time. That's all I know.
Yes,
absolutely.
Adam, how's your beer treating you?
I mean, come on. It's Grist House. It's Continental breakfast. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it too. It's fine.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I would drink it again. Actually, I will drink it again because I found another can.
Oh, nice.
In the back of the fridge. So I am going to drink it again.
Right on. I still think I like the morning feels a little bit more.
That's all right.
But I do like that Continental breakfast. It's a nice, easy drinker.
And I see that the morning feels is back out again.
Yeah. I spent too much money on what I'm drinking now.
Good problems.
Yeah. I spent too much money on Kasteel and Abjuration anniversary and whatever's coming up in the third segment.
Oh.
Yeah. Tease.
And speaking of the Abjuration CDS V1.4.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. Candy sour, it was good going all the way down. And again, didn't give me that pucker all the way through. So like if you're kind of on the edge of like what sours are, this one should be fine for you. It's completely drinkable. And I could have another one.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to, you can just give it to me.
I don't have another one to have.
Damn it. I was really hoping you were just lying the first time around and then I'd catch you.
I have this one. I have the peanut butter and jelly smoothie sour. I have the Tippa, and then I have the double vanilla cookie milkshake.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hands on any of those, am I?
Nope.
Nope. Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. You try, but too bad. Yes. I mean, you can still check stock and see if they have any double vanilla cookie. I doubt
it's true,
it.
I could.
But I doubt it.
It's worth a look in.
Yeah. All right. Well,
right now. check the website.
Well, now would be a perfect time to do it.
Yes. And we'll be back with segment 3 very shortly. Welcome back to episode 182 of the Hob Nation USA podcast. And it's segment 3. And we're still joined by our guest today, Tyler from Creekside Brews.
We have not run him off yet.
No. Why would he run off? He's
having a good time.
Yeah, he's talking to elder Penn statesmen.
Man, when all this shit's over, all this COVID stuff's over, we gotta, all of us go back to blue and white or something,
Are you hungry still out there?
Fuck. Oh yeah. Oh,
fuck.
That's all-time drunk food. Are you hungry? And Candied pizza is all there is.
Candied pizza? Fuck yeah. Wings over, Happy Valley.
Oh, Wings Over. There's 2 Wings Over in all of Pennsylvania, and I've lived in the places that both of them are.
Yeah, it's dope.
the one next to the south side is next to my apartment. It's like a 30-second walk. So that's
nice.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. You can't have Wings Over again.
All right.
Well, before we do that, we got to get into our beers.
Yeah, before we try to relive our glory days and fucking die. Yeah, let's get into these beers. Who wants to go first? It can be Tyler. It can be Adam.
Adam hasn't gone first yet.
Okay.
All right. What the hell? I'll go first. I said beforehand I was going to get fancy drunk. So I actually had to get some tools out. This is actually in a bottle. This comes from Spoonwood Brewing.
Ah.
Yes. Beautiful South Hills. This is their Begbie. It is a Scotch ale aged in bourbon barrels with maple syrup.
Was that wax?
What's that?
Was that a wax bottle or no?
Oh, no, it's glass.
No, but it was
A dickhead.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
No, only Voodoo does the wax dip around here.
No, it is not a wax dip. It was just a regular old school capper. Okay. But it was nice to, get the bottle opener out because everything is going to cans, which I don't mind. I prefer cans, but it's nice to go old school a little bit. get in on some glassware.
It makes bottle releases more classy.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah, that's really good. 8.5 ABV is what you're looking at. It's got a little bit of I'll say alcohol hotness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at what it was aged in, but it's also got a good balance of that maple sweetness to it as well.
Okay, yeah, that was gonna be my next question, because we've actually been drinking a lot of maple beers on the show, kind of recently, because we had the Agamemnon by Omnipolo, and then last week we had the Resting My Greatness by Short Throw.
Yes.
So how does the maple compare on that Scotch ale to those big stouts?
This one is definitely lighter, but it has more of a maple taste to it.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't know if you've ever had maple syrup that has been aged in a bourbon barrel straight up.
I have not. I am poor.
Well, I'll find you some and I'll get you some. It'll be a late birthday present.
I was looking at someone on Common Goods. It was like $30 a bottle.
You can get it cheaper from local
Sure.
maple makers. It's a thing. Trust me, I looked it up.
Okay.
But it simulates that very well, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Where it has that lightness, but it still has that alcohol burn to it. It's well balanced in a way that I wouldn't expect it to be.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So I'm gonna keep drinking on this.
You enjoy it.
Oh, I will.
Tyler, what are you drinking?
So I am now pivoting into dark beers after 2 hazies in a row. I'm having Two Gentlemen Mexican coffee.
Ooh.
It is delicious. I have to thank Elena and Aza and the gang down at Brew Gentlemen for giving me a free 4-pack of this one, actually. I hit the lottery on the double Mex bottles, which I would be drinking right now if this was filmed on a Friday and not a Thursday when I have to go to work the next day. So I'll save the double Mex for a day I don't have to get up and go to work and not be hungover. But no, the regular Mexican coffee is amazing. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of that cinnamon spice to it. It's so well balanced and just so easy to drink. It's only, I think, 6% or so maybe. So it's not super heavy. Again, I don't want to be hungover tomorrow, but I really, really enjoy it. It's a good beer.
Right on. I think Katie talked about that beer in the past as being one of her favorites.
Yes, I believe so as well.
Yeah, so yeah, good to have. Good to have. I have also joined Team Dark Beers.
Right.
And I am up to my other purchase from the Black Friday, because I went to Couch and I want a sampler of their Blackouts. I got their Blackout Stout sampler, and this one is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Toasted Marshmallow Stout. Yeah.
Survey says.
Yeah, it's a stout from Couch. I mean, not too much goes wrong there.
In other news, water is wet.
Yeah, it is 6.6% on the ABV, so it is actually like thinner than you would think, than you would expect from these kind of pastry crazies. It is like I don't want to say thin in a negative way. I want to say thin as in it's not syrup.
It's light.
Yeah, it is. You get a little bit of that toasted marshmallowness on the back end, so it's like a nice, easy drinking stout up front, and then it's a good toasted campfire feel at the end. And I was talking to Darren as I was picking these up, and he told me it was a real pain in the ass to toast all those marshmallows, so he has to find.
So we won't be seeing this one for a while.
Well, not until he finds a better method. Yeah, but overall, good beer.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it.
To the surprise of no one.
Right. Yeah, I'm enjoying a stout. Oh.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're gonna play a little game this week, Tyler. And you've mentioned that you've listened to the show before. So have you heard us do the pair down?
Probably. You're one of my commute podcasts, so sometimes I'm trying to focus on not wrecking my car on the highway, so I might miss it.
Fair enough. It's a segment we don't do all the time, but it's a segment where we like to take people who have some beer knowledge, and we'll give you scenarios, and it's your job to pair a beer with that scenario.
Okay.
And since it's December and we're in that time of in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it's going to be holiday themed. So we're going to give you some holiday themed scenarios to drink your way through and give the audience, a little suggestion of what they should be drinking as well. And also, show off a little, you get to flex your muscles a little bit, What do you know about beer?
Don't say it like that. Tyler, what do you know about beer?
Apparently nothing.
Remember how we talked about how I'm a dickhead in other ways?
One of those ways.
Yeah. So, Adam, do you have a scenario to start us out with that you would ask Tyler to pair a beer with?
Yes, but first I had to refill my glass, so hold
That's
on
fine.
a second.
Okay, yeah. Have a little nip.
I did have a little nip.
It's good for you.
Ooh, that is a good beer to have next to a fireplace. That's a good fireplace beer. That's not the category.
Okay.
I'm just saying that in general. But your first category here is a beer to drink while you are doing your holiday present wrapping. You're up in the spare bedroom. You've got your wrapping paper all over the place. You're trying to find your scissors. Somebody stole the Scotch tape, and you need to calm your nerves with a beer. What beer are you going to pair with that scenario?
Okay, so let me preface this by saying I am the worst gift wrapper in the universe. My family can attest to this. I've just started giving up and just using bags for everything because I'm so bad at wrapping.
Smart.
When I do, I just fold it all together and use a bunch of tape and wrap it around it. So if a normal person is wrapping gifts, you probably again want to keep your wits about you a little bit. Keep your small finger dexterity, sharp. So I would say something nice and light, like a Pilsner or, like a lighter pale ale. You're not drinking, doubles and triples when you're wrapping the presents, right? That's for Christmas morning. So I would say, I don't know. We still have a couple 4-packs of Creekside left of the Mass Landing and VG collaboration Pilsner bucket of Crispies. So I think when you're wrapping presents and you're trying to stay sober-ish, I think you go for a 5% Pilsner, like something like that.
Nice.
He's on this show promoting Crispy Boy propaganda. I don't know if I'm going to have it.
The fix is in. Crispy Boy propaganda.
Look, you're not in the secret Facebook group. I can't tell you about it.
That's fine. That's fine.
So as this segment, you also give answers to the prompts, or is it just for me?
I mean, we can.
What would you drink while you're wrapping presents?
If you want to be belligerent about it.
I mean, we already are, so.
Yeah. See, personally, I actually can stand the drink like double IPAs and triple IPAs and heavy stuff when I'm doing gift wrapping because I'm not that bad at it. So, and I don't really care how they come out. It all gets thrown away anyway. So yeah, it's I would go here. Here's one I would jump back to. It's the Couch Sofa Commando that we had earlier this year. That was a Mexican hot chocolate stout.
That's a great beer.
It's again, I believe it's only about 6.5%, similar to the Stay Puft I'm drinking now. But that really, really nailed that spicy jump. So it'll keep you alert. Make sure your corners are nice and tight.
So for me, I would go in a different direction. I would actually go for something that is more on the sour side. For the same reasons that Steve talked about, where it's something you want to keep you alert. But you also want something that is light in color. That way, in case you spill it, you don't want to stain the paper too much. Keep using it. So to me, porters and stouts, I'm sorry, but they're out for this category.
Okay, fair enough.
So the beer that I'm thinking of is the Sauced by Union Brothers. I think that would be perfect. It's got a nice light color to it. It's got a bit of a good amount of fruitiness and pop to it to keep you occupied while you're wrapping your presents.
I would say maybe even shoot for something darker than the Sauced. Well, at least the one that we're talking about, because I think you're talking about the sauce that we had, which was like mango and passion fruit. And
yes, I should clarify that because Sauced is a bit of a series by then, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so my suggestion is get a darker version of the Sauced that was like red to keep within Christmas colors.
Okay.
Yeah, but then, sure. I think like if you spill something like that, or like I think somebody put out a cranberry sour not too long ago.
Shoe.
Yeah, Shoe Brew. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, the Shoe Brew cranberry sour, like you spill that, it's not too bad because it's still the same color and it smells like the season. So
really what you could do is even if you don't spill it, you can take a little bit and just kind of sprinkle it on the present.
Just sprinkle it and you give it a little fruit smell to your to whatever you're giving away.
Top tips from Hop Nation USA.
Spill your fruited sours.
Would you like another category?
I would love another category.
Excellent. So your next category is, this is a very easy one. Your first beer of 2021.
Ooh, all right. It's got to be something real hype, real special. Because this has been the worst year ever, right? So you got to start with the best beer possible to try and get 2021 on the right foot. So if it's me, it's a barrel-aged stout for me at 12:01. I'm gonna black out probably by 12:05. Drinking.
Oh yeah.
But no, for me it's maybe the BCBS. I don't know if you were lucky enough to grab one of those on Black Friday.
Speaking of which, I assume you're sold out of those.
Oh yeah, we were sold out on Friday. Yeah, that's long gone, unfortunately. But that would be something that I would think would be a special occasion beer. Like 2020 is finally over. Let's have the best beer possible.
I completely agree with that. And the one thing I would change is it would have to be a barrel-aged beer, but it would have to be bottled before 2020. It would have to be a 2019 or earlier.
I like that.
That way we could just avoid that situation completely.
Yeah.
Drink to forget that it happened.
Right.
So right in line with both of your answers, I have a 2019 barrel-aged worldwide stout from Dogfish Head.
Yes.
So there it is. It's 2019, and I'm going to use 2019 to travel into 2021.
I like that. I think that's definitely the way to go. We'll just we got to get rid of all the 2020 beers.
Yeah, just blast off into 2021.
I think that period between Christmas and New Year's, everybody's just got to get hammered drunk on all the 2020 beers.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of it all. Get rid of all the bad blood, all the bad juju. Get it all gone.
From now on, all bottle shares with verticals are going to have a noticeable missing spot.
So that's why the barrel-aged stuff is going to have to hold you over for the first day or two.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can restock. I don't know where on earth you could go to restock. I'm sure we could find some place. But yeah, 2020 beers, let's just drink them all between Christmas and New Year's. We'll start over again.
Worked for me.
All right. The next category is the beer to drink while you are planning your 2021 trip. Getting out, doing a vacation, going somewhere. You're stuck at home. You're going through Travelocity. You're going through Airbnb, trying to figure out where you're going, what you're going to do, what beer you're drinking while you're doing that. Okay,
you want to get an island vibe, because that's where I'm going when COVID's over. I'm going somewhere 120 degrees where I'm Lebanese. I want to get really, really tan like I should be. So I'm drinking something really, really fruity, really, really tropical. I'm thinking something like one of the, I don't know, it's gone from Creekside. I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. But the, was it 1822? Was that what it was called? The one from Hitchhiker, the sour? 18 something. The zombie
1842, I believe, is the latitude, longitude. It's the painkiller cocktail.
Yes. Oh, painkillers are the best.
Yeah. So get me one of those. Something that makes me want to think, oh yeah, like I should be on a beach drinking.
Get them island vibes and reverse the Pittsburgh Pale is
Yeah.
what you're looking at.
Steve, what about you?
For me, I mean, I don't have money to fucking travel, but let's just hypothetically.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, 1844 actually.
Yeah.
But let's hypothetically imagine that I have the money to travel somewhere in 2021. I am either going to be drinking Guinness or I'm going to be drinking the Schlenkerla beers. And I'm going to get myself into a mood to travel to Europe because I would like to go to Europe when they will welcome us back now that we have, vaccinated ourselves and rid ourselves of the shithead that's in charge. I think Europe will be more, welcoming of having us back.
Yes.
So,
Us and our money.
Yes, but I would like to go to Ireland or Germany. So, Guinness or Schlenkerla, I'll drink those.
If I do both.
I could probably do both. I mean, they're all close. It's like a state.
Yeah,
away.
exactly.
Yeah. I'll take the channel. Take the channel, skip France.
No good French beers anyway, right?
I mean, like, if they're French, they're probably also Belgian French. So, it's, yeah.
I think the one good French beer I've had was the Grimbergen.
Never had it. Don't know it.
I had it once or twice. I liked it. Didn't realize it was French.
Oh.
I just assumed it was either German or Belgian, and I found out it was actually French.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am surprised that they don't have a better sour program out of France.
Right?
You think?
The French sour program.
Yeah. Why does the French not have a good sour program?
So for me, I'm torn. So I'm going to say to hell with it. I'm going to take 2 trips. One trip, I'm going to the ocean, and I completely agree. Need to get something tropical, something with some coconut in there. But I also want to take a trip to the mountains. So I think we need to get some Stick City up in this piece. So we need to get Stick City with one of their spruce beers. I think that needs to happen.
I like that a lot.
So let's make that happen.
Okay. So spruce beer for your mountain trip. And what was your island trip beer, though?
Well,
to reverse your Irish pale.
I think I'm going to have to go with 4 points, and I hope they make it again soon, is their sour cerveza.
Okay. So you're looking to hit like a Mexican all-inclusive resort.
But
Yucatan Peninsula.
Listen, I just want to get out of Allegheny County. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, fair enough.
And if that means I'm going to Mexico for an all-inclusive, so be it.
Yeah.
You're going on spring break.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll be the old guy at spring break.
Nice. Keep it down out there.
I paid good money to be here. I don't need you interrupting me.
You're interrupting my guacamole.
All right, you guys ready for the next category?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is a little bit of a twist. This is not a single beer, but this is either a 4-pack or a 6-pack. This is your 4-pack or 6-pack that you are going to donate to a charity, to a less fortunate beer drinker that may not be able to enjoy all the beers of the holiday that they hoped to. And for some reason, we have come up with a hypothetical craft beer charity to distribute these beers to people that are unable to enjoy them. What beer are you going to donate?
So is it a mixed 4-pack, 6-pack, or is it a 6-pack of the same beer? Like
It is a 6-pack of the same beer.
Okay, that makes it a lot easier. That's a good one. So they're less fortunate beer drinker.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to give them something like ridiculous, right? Like something like just like hype them up on craft beer. So yeah, I think I might do what Steve was doing earlier for the first beer of 2021. I think I'm giving him like a worldwide stout, like a $40 4-pack of like 18 percenters. Like kick it off on the right foot, right?
I like it. Yeah, get them out of the doom that is 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, got them nice and lit.
Steve, what about you?
That's a good question because you want to give them something that will also last.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to flip through everything I know that comes in a 6-pack because I want to get them a 6-pack. Like the 4-pack idea of the big stouts is a good idea because you want to give them something premium. But I also, do they sell 6-packs of Utopias? I don't.
Oh shit, that's house payments.
Well, it's all hypothetical anyway. I don't have the money to.
It's all Bernie Sanders money.
Yeah. I'm once again asking you to sell Utopias in 6-packs.
A sidebar, by the way, that means the reason I'm here right now.
Very true. Very true. I mean, you were on our list of people to have on as guests. It's just, we're always trying to farm what the audience wants.
People were clamoring. I was clamoring for me to be on the show.
Well, hey, now you're here.
That's good.
Damn. It's really hard to pick something out that comes out that's like, I want something that's above 10%, but also in a 6-pack. That's really hard. It's really hard to pick out. I would actually suggest it's like I think the Tippa from Abjuration is a good way to like introduce people into because it comes in the big cans. Because if you go like their barrel aged Belgian, it comes in the grenade cans. I don't want to give people that, even though that's the most premium shit I can think of. But I think the Tippa, you're giving people something that's high octane, but also full of flavor, but it's not going to be too offensive one way or the other. So yeah, since you relegated me to one single beer.
I did.
Yeah. If it was a mix and match, I would just build a mix and match at Vintage Estates because you can build, some crazy premium shit out there. But yeah, let's go with Abjuration Tippa for now. And then if I think of something better, I'll jump in with it.
All right, fair enough. So for me, I'm going to keep things a little bit local, and I'm going to go with the Utterly Dunked.
Yeah.
By Grist House, and the reason for that is, number one, it's a stout. It's gonna stick around for quite some time. The other thing is it's sweet enough and delicious enough that if there is somebody in their family or in their friend circle that doesn't necessarily like craft beer, I think it's got enough flavor, got enough sweetness to it that I can kind of draw some outsiders in as well. So everybody can enjoy it.
Yeah. It's so desserty. That,
exactly.
Yes. That's a good way to go. Just make something so desserty that even if you don't like beer, you still would drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like sweets, you like it.
Yeah.
I'm bummed. That's actually the only Utterly I have not had is the dunked. I've had the dipped, toasted, and the bananas, but I missed out on that one. I'm hoping
Top tip: if you can get it, get it.
But did you have the strawberry one as well?
That was the dipped, I believe, because it was like a strawberry.
Okay, yeah, dipped strawberry. Yeah, okay. For some reason, I was thinking of dipped pretzels, but that was a different episode.
That was the pretzel episode.
Yeah, I'm kind of deep in, so give it a minute.
Understood.
Kind of deep in. Maybe the Kasteel wasn't the first beer I had today.
So I've got one last one, and this is a real interesting one because you could go a lot of different directions with this. But we need to have a stocking stuffer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to have, and this is a single beer, this is not a 4-pack, a 6-pack, a case, or anything like that. Of course, if you can fit a case into a stocking, you're a much better man than I. But a single stocking stuffer beer for 2020, what are you going with?
I mean, for 2020, it's I don't know. I mean, it's your show, Tyler. But you think
I'm
you go
still
first.
If you have an answer, please go, because I'm still debating here. Because this is an important beer I'm picking here.
No, I was passing to you because I don't have an answer.
Vamp.
All right, Can I just say two so I don't have to pick one?
Sure.
I have to.
Sure.
All right. So fuck the rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So my first one is you can buy both of these at Creekside. I'll preface it with.
Oh,
Here's CVS 2018 Bomber. We still have a few left of.
Really?
Aging, yeah. We aged them actually for a year and brought it down. That's a great beer. 22 ounces of 11.5% maple, barrel aged stout. What else could you want? And then my other one would have to be the Prairie Christmas Bomb. Oh, you got one right there. There we go.
Right there, ready to go.
Oh yeah. My other one's the Prairie Christmas Bomb. I mean, fitting. It's everything about Bomb is delicious. And it's a little more Christmas spice to it. I think that's another fitting stocking stuffer. But my number one was probably the CVS.
Nice. Steve, have you come to a conclusion?
I do have an answer for this one, but actually, can I go back and change my answer from the previous category?
Sure, there's no rules.
To either a 4-pack of the Christmas Bomb or a 4-pack of the dissected Bomb.
I don't know, but I've had that one.
I've not had that one either.
Well, the dissected Bomb, it took all of the pieces of what constitutes a regular Prairie Bomb. So it was like a stout with coffee, a stout with pepper, a stout with vanilla, and then you could mix and blend the 4 individual stouts. So I think that's a real premium charity gift to give away. But for the stocking stuffer, I'm going to give the simple, lame answer of Kasteel Rouge.
Beer of the day.
Because it does come in a big bomber, and I like Tyler's direction with that of just putting a big bomber in a stocking. I'll open it up even more to just like any general Belgian that people haven't had in a while, of like a Perrot, and put one of those in there as well. Just a big old Magnum, just jam it in the stocking. People need to get back into their Belgian roots because that's where it really is about. It's good beer.
Agreed.
Good
Agreed. So
Adam?
for me, unfortunately, my answer got stolen. Christmas Bomb.
Mhm.
Come on, how could you not go for that?
Right.
But since I got I got my answer stolen from me, I think I have to go with a Mad Elf variant, and I think I have to go with the Naked Elf on this one.
Oh.
I would
I was
have
gonna- Yeah, you could have gone Grand Cru and put another Magnum in a stocking. Like
We're all just doing 2 bottles of beer.
You know what the hell with it? All right, Grand Cru, done. We're in. You convinced me. We're all going to be drunk by 9:30 out of our stockings.
That's the point.
That's the whole point of Christmas.
Exactly.
Drunk at 9 a.m.
Get day drunk.
That's right.
It's the one time of year where normies let themselves get day drunk.
Oh my goodness.
If you remove all their brunches.
I refuse to let that happen. Brunches are essential.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If you don't count the brunches.
Yes. So that has been the Pair Down. Thank you guys. I think that was a fantastic set of beers that we got going here.
Successful, a good number of suggestions for everybody.
Yes.
Take it into the following month and drink and enjoy your time. Happy holidays. With that,
Happy holidays.
happy holidays. With that in mind, let's go to Tyler. And Tyler, why don't you just plug where everybody can find you, your website, your blog, your Twitter, if you want, just
Absolutely.
personal or work.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't need to follow me on my personal. Nothing fun happens on there. I don't really use them anymore. All I do is post on the Creekside thing. That's more entertaining for me. So on Facebook, we're just Creekside Beer straight up. Twitter, we are at Creekside_beer. Instagram, we are Creekside Beer, all one word. We're also on Untapped. You can find us as a venue on there, which is I always tell people that's the best way to follow us because I update our menu every single day with new ones that come in and new ones that go out. After one time I had a guy come in and yell at me that beer was on our Untapped page that he couldn't be sold out of, and I was like, dude, I'm really sorry. it was like I had like just like spat in his face. Like it was like, I didn't have this beer. I'm like, I'm my bad, man. So now I'm religious about updating our Untapped. And then our website is creeksidebeer.com. My blog's on there, which Steve and Adam both mentioned earlier. We have an online store, so you can order and get delivery or curbside, so you don't have to deal with people in the pandemic, or otherwise if you just don't like dealing with people. You can pretty much do anything that you could think of from the store on their website as well. So check us out on any of those. Like I said, if you ever send us a message on any social media, I'm the one that's responding. So say hello. That's me. So follow us.
Right on. And if you want to follow us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher, like Spotify. Everybody's doing their wrapped segments. Haven't seen us come up as your number one podcast yet, you jerks. But
is this your new bully campaign?
Yes. I'm going to end 2020 with bullying. We're also on Apple and Google and Podbean and everywhere else you find podcasts. But if you're on any of those platforms, leave a 5-star review, because
we are a 6-box of rocks show, but they only let us buy 5.
And that's a bigger crime than me not punching Graham Spaniard in the face the time I saw him playing his washboard on the corner of the street.
That is so specific that I don't even want to argue it.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
It's a good one. But yes, we'll be back next week with something new.
New beers, new people.
New beers, new people, new guests maybe.
Yes.
Who knows what's happening at the end of this year.
But the one thing I do know is that if you would like to get some Hop Nation USA merch, tpublic.com, search word Hop Nation USA, all one word. Buy a shirt, buy a sticker, buy a mug, buy a pillow.
Yeah. Somebody bought a Run the Brews sticker this week. You can too. You can too. But thanks again, Tyler, for coming on. And
yes, thank you very much. This is a good time.
This was a lot of fun. If you can't find someone for next week, I'll come on again. What am I doing?
Shit. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam is definitely willing this show to you.
I may or may not be drafting up the paperwork on my laptop right now.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of his estate. You're going to have to show up and it's going to be read aloud. But, yep, that's the end of the show, people. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Peace.